Hello, my name is Ana Yara, and in this video of From Reflection to Innovation Selfie MOOC, promoted by the Italian National Research Council and the Cyprus Pedagogical Institute in the context of the Sherpa project, I will give you some tips on how to discuss results from the selfie tool within the school community for reaching a shared vision for your school's digital capacity. A well-known Indian parable speaks about 6 blind men who have never come across an elephant before and learn and conceptualize what it is like by touching it. Each blind man feels a different part of the elephant's body, but only one part, such as the side or the tusk. They then describe the elephant based on their limited experience. Obviously, their descriptions of the elephant are different from each other. The moral of the parable is that we have limited subjective experience in many cases. Therefore, we must be open to other people's limited personal experiences that may be equally true. Similarly, with the blind men of the parable, each of the school leaders, teachers, and students have limited and subjective experiences and know part of the reality of using digital technologies in teaching and learning in their school. Through an exercise of collective reflection, Selfie brings together the different perspectives and presents them in a way that facilitates dialogue, mutual understanding, shared vision, and planning for improvements. Selfie provides a school with a snapshot of the school's strengths and weaknesses in their use of digital technologies for teaching and learning in the form of a visual and interactive report. This interactive report contains a lot of information organized thematically in the 8 areas of the school's digital capacity. But Selfie is a diagnostic tool. It does not tell the schools what they must do for improving their digital capacity. Instead, it tells them where they stand in using digital technologies for teaching and learning, providing the aggregated results per user group, school leaders, teachers, and students. So, how to make sense of this plethora of information and insights on the digital capacity of your school? How to reach an agreement on the priorities, what is feasible and what is not, and how to decide on the next steps and the course of action. How to reach a shared vision for your school's digital capacity and plan for effective and sustainable change. The good news is that you can use many well-established techniques to discuss selfie results within the school community following a participatory and democratic approach. For instance, you can use the prioritization grid technique to prioritize actions by focusing on the intersection of importance and feasibility. Gather members of the school community, school leaders, teachers, and student representatives. Draw 2 axes on a whiteboard. That can also be a virtual one. Importance to the school's digital capacity, low to high, and feasibility for the implementation team, difficult to easy. Ask participants to put their sticky notes with potential actions for improving your school's digital capacity based on insights from the selfie tool. After some repositioning and clustering of related entries, you can focus your planning for action around big bets, namely mid-feasibility, high-importance ideas that reflect significant investments with potential big payouts. 6 thinking hats is another well-established decision-making technique for enhancing team communication. It fosters creativity and collaboration through the parallel thinking process of the 6 metaphorical hats. The 6 thinking hats can enable and encourage the school community members to think constructively together in exploring and implementing change for improving the school's digital capacity by putting on or taking off one of these hats to indicate a particular way of thinking. By mentally wearing different thinking hats, people are forced to look at a problem from different perspectives. Thus, a one-sided way of thinking is excluded, and new insights are created. The prioritization grid and the 6 thinking hats are 2 out of many techniques you can use to discuss the results from selfie exercise within the school community. You can find more in the course material or other sources. But keep in mind that the best way to reach a consensus on what is feasible and desirable in terms of improving the digital capacity of your school is to follow a democratic and participatory process involving the whole school community.